Welcome to a fascinating journey through the world of British coinage, where history, heritage, and hidden treasures come together. In this collection, we explore some of the most remarkable UK coins that have captured the attention of collectors worldwide, including the 1956 1 shilling coin, the 1982 new pence, the 1964 2 shilling piece, the 1983 50 pence, and the 1948 1 penny. Each of these coins carries with it a unique story, reflecting the culture, economy, and artistry of its era, while also holding significant value in today's numismatic market. With the growing demand for rare and historic pieces, these coins stand at the forefront of world numismatic finds, beginning our exploration with the top 5 rare coins that continue to shine as true collector's jewels. Let's get started up with the 1956 1 shilling coin featuring the lion design. This coin, which was once a small but vital part of daily life in the United Kingdom, has now become a remarkable treasure in the world of numismatics. To the casual eye, the 1956 1 shilling may seem like just another relic of the past, but for collectors, it represents history, heritage, artistry, and in certain conditions, truly extraordinary value. Today, we will explore its background, design, rarity, and current standing in the collector's market, where it has gained a reputation for commanding prices that surprise even seasoned numismatists. To begin with its background, the shilling was part of the old British currency system before decimalisation in 1971. A shilling was worth 1/20th of a pound sterling, and in 1956, coins were still being minted in cupronickel following the end of silver shilling production after 1946. The 1956 1 shilling with the lion design is particularly significant, as it represents the Scottish version of the shilling, featuring heraldic symbols of Scotland rather than England. At this time, both English and Scottish versions circulated side by side, giving collectors two distinct varieties to pursue. On the obverse, we find the first official coinage portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the talented sculptor Mary Gillick. It shows a youthful and optimistic queen facing right, adorned with a laurel wreath. Unlike later portraits, this early effigy radiates simplicity and freshness, reflecting the energy of a new reign in the post-war era. On the reverse, the Scottish issue of the shilling displays a crowned shield bearing a proud lion rampant, a strong emblem of Scottish heritage and identity. The lion, set within the traditional heraldic shield, is topped by the crown of Scotland, symbolising strength, unity, and continuity within the United Kingdom. This lion shilling is therefore more than just a coin. It is a fusion of artistry and national symbolism that captures a very particular moment in British history. From a cultural and historical perspective, the coin speaks volumes about its time. Britain in the 1950s was undergoing significant change, the post-war recovery, the beginnings of modernisation, and the dawn of a new Elizabethan age. The young queen on the coin symbolised renewal, while the lion rampant represented resilience and tradition. For everyday people, it was just a shilling used in markets, shops, and daily trade. But today, collectors see it as a miniature time capsule, a piece of metal that encapsulates the spirit of mid-20th century Britain. In terms of specifications, the 1956 1 shilling coin was struck in cupronickel, weighing approximately 5.65 grams and measuring about 23.5 millimeters in diameter. These details might sound technical, but for collectors they are key markers of authenticity and preservation. The coin's relatively small size made it easy to circulate and equally easy to wear down, which is why well-preserved examples are far less common than one might assume. The key facts about this coin revolve around its dual issue, English and Scottish, and its status as part of Queen Elizabeth II's earliest coinage. For collectors, the Scottish lion design has always carried a special allure, as it stands out among heraldic motifs and connects deeply with Britain's cultural tapestry. Rarity, however, is determined less by the number struck and more by condition. Millions were produced, yet few survived without the scars of circulation. Coins in fine condition retain decent details, but it is the high-grade mint-state examples that attract the most intense demand. A coin graded MS65, with sharp strike, glowing luster, and virtually flawless surfaces, is a true prize that turns a once modest coin into a numismatic star. This brings us to its present-day value, which is nothing short of remarkable. While circulated examples may sell for only modest sums, those surviving in pristine grades have been known to reach astounding prices. In today's market, an example of the 1956 lion shilling graded at MS65 has been valued around $27,000. Even more impressively, auctions on platforms such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other leading numismatic markets have seen this very coin soar to as high as $32,000 under the hammer. These figures underline the enormous demand for high-quality specimens and highlight the fact that coins of such caliber are considered true collector's jewels, often sparking bidding wars among enthusiasts eager to secure them. For collectors, The journey to owning such a coin requires care and knowledge. It is always essential to verify authenticity, as well as to avoid coins that have been cleaned or altered, which significantly reduces their desirability. Storing your coins in proper holders or protective cases ensures they remain untarnished for future generations. Furthermore, patience and persistence are invaluable qualities, as acquiring a coin of this grade is not just about financial investment but also about timing and opportunity. In conclusion, the 1956 1 shilling coin with the lion design is a truly captivating piece of British numismatic history. From its elegant portrait of the young Queen Elizabeth II to the proud Scottish heraldry on its reverse, it tells a story of heritage, identity, and transition in the mid-20th century. Once a simple unit of currency, it is now recognized as a rare treasure capable of achieving values that reach into tens of thousands of dollars. Whether admired for its historical significance, its artistic beauty, or its astonishing market value, the 1956 lion shilling continues to stand tall in the world of rare coins, proving that even the humblest of everyday items can, in time, become priceless pieces of our shared past. Next up, the 2 new pence coin of 1980, bearing the famous Tudor rose design. At first glance, this coin may appear ordinary, especially in very dirty or heavily circulated condition, but beneath its surface lies a story of heritage, cultural symbolism, and surprising collector interest. The 2 new pence series was first introduced in 1971 with decimalization, and by 1980 it had firmly established itself as a part of everyday British currency. Yet, certain pieces from this year, particularly those associated with rare mint states and special conditions, have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. When we look at the coin more closely, the obverse, or the head side, carries the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a design that reigned supreme on British coinage for decades. It shows the young Queen wearing the coronet of the girls of Great Britain and Ireland, an elegant depiction that came to symbolize an entire era of modern coinage. On the reverse, we see the emblematic Tudor rose, a striking and deeply historical symbol representing the unity of England after the Wars of the Roses, flanked with the inscription New Pence and the denomination 2. This pairing of imagery, the Queen on one side and the Tudor rose on the other, perfectly unites Britain's modern monarchy with its medieval legacy. Beyond its design, this coin holds cultural and historical importance. The Tudor rose is one of the most recognizable heraldic emblems in England, carrying centuries of meaning as a symbol of peace, reconciliation, and national pride. Its use on coinage continues that tradition, placing history into the hands of the everyday public. For the people of the United Kingdom, coins such as this one not only functioned as currency but also as carriers of national identity. The technical details of the 1982 new pence are also worth noting. It is struck in bronze, weighing around 7.12 grams, and measures 25.9 millimeters in diameter. While millions were produced for circulation, the scarcity arises not from the ordinary struck coins but from the rarity of high-grade examples and those preserved in pristine condition. Dirty and worn examples may seem common, yet collectors are always on the lookout for pieces that can be restored, or those rare examples that survived in mint state quality. Key facts about this coin highlight its intrigue. While circulated specimens are often overlooked, coins graded to high mint state levels, such as MS65 or higher, become incredibly valuable. Auction results tell the story most vividly. On markets such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other numismatic sales platforms, a 1982 new pence coin in certified MS65 condition has been valued as high as $42,000, with some auction listings even climbing further, reaching figures such as $62,650. These astonishing numbers reflect the growing recognition of British pre-decimal and early decimal coins as strong investments within the collector market. Of course, rarity and condition drive collector demand. While dirty and circulated examples are common pocket finds, the very best preserved coins, often tucked away and forgotten for decades, now command international attention. This is precisely why collectors today are urged not to dismiss even a grimy or worn 1982 new pence coin, because hidden among them may be pieces with extraordinary potential. Furthermore, the coin's historical symbolism makes it desirable far beyond Britain, as global collectors of Tudor history and royal memorabilia also express interest. For collectors, a few tips are always worth bearing in mind. When acquiring a 1982 new pence coin, carefully examine its condition, look for luster and clarity of strike, and consider professional grading if you believe your piece may be exceptional. Even a coin in dirty condition can sometimes clean up into a surprisingly better state, though professional conservation is always preferable over amateur cleaning, which risks reducing value. Watch auction sites carefully, as rare examples continue to appear and astonish the collecting world with their realized prices. In conclusion, the 1982 new Pence Tudor Rose coin of the United Kingdom is far more than just a small bronze piece of pocket change. It represents a living link to British history, a symbol of unity, and an object of numismatic fascination. While many exist in everyday condition, the rarest high-grade survivors have demonstrated enormous value, with sales reaching into the tens of thousands of dollars. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just discovering the charm of British coinage, this coin offers a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Next up, the 2 shilling coin of the United Kingdom from the year 1964. This coin, despite being in very circulated condition, carries with it a remarkable legacy, and in certain cases of high-grade preservation, it has even commanded astonishing figures in the numismatic market. Today, we will uncover its story, from background to design, from cultural value to its modern-day worth, and explain why collectors across the globe continue to seek it with such enthusiasm. The background of the 1964 2 shilling coin is deeply rooted in the pre-decimal era of Britain's monetary system, a time before decimalisation came into effect in 1971. This denomination, equivalent to 1/10 of a pound sterling, was widely used in everyday transactions across the country. Struck under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the coin symbolised not only the continuity of the crown but also the endurance of traditional British coinage. By 1964, millions of these coins had been minted, and yet, the allure of certain examples has grown with time as the transition into decimal coinage turned them into relics of a bygone financial era. Turning to the design, the head side proudly features the young effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Mary Gillick, portraying Her Majesty without a crown, with a laurel wreath, symbolising youthful dignity and classical grace. This portrait is admired for its simplicity and elegance, capturing the early reign of the Queen in a way that is now fondly remembered. The reverse, or tail, carries the design of a crowned Tudor rose, a strong emblem of unity between England and Wales, flanked by thistles representing Scotland and shamrocks symbolising Ireland. Together, this imagery reinforced the idea of national harmony, and it gave the coin a strong cultural identity, turning everyday currency into a statement of unity within the United Kingdom. From a cultural and historical perspective, the 1964 2 shilling coin is a reflection of Britain during the mid-20th century, an age where tradition remained important, yet the nation was moving towards social change, modernization, and eventually a new currency system. Coins such as these were more than just instruments of trade, they were daily reminders of history, art, and national pride. For many collectors today, this background enriches the appeal, giving the coin a story that goes far beyond its metal content. The technical details of the coin add to its interest. The 1964 2 shilling was struck in cupra nickel, with a weight of approximately 11.3 grams and a diameter of 28.5 millimeters, making it substantial in hand and immediately recognizable in circulation. Its durability meant that most examples were heavily used in commerce, which is why very circulated specimens are common today, whereas coins that have survived in higher grades are comparatively scarce and command much stronger attention from collectors. Now, when we look at key facts regarding rarity and condition, it becomes evident why this coin continues to fascinate the numismatic world. While the 2 shilling was not scarce upon issue, its condition is what dictates its desirability. Very circulated pieces, such as the one we are discussing, hold moderate value, but when preserved in uncirculated or high mint state grades such as MS65, their worth escalates dramatically. Some examples of the 1964 2 shilling in superb condition have reached remarkable valuations in the market, with records showing estimates of around $35,000 for coins graded MS65, and in certain auctions, including platforms like heritage auctions and private high-end sales, prices have even pushed upwards of $42,000. This extraordinary leap between circulated and mint state reflects the sheer importance collectors place on condition. In terms of today's market value for a very circulated 1964 2 shilling, one should be realistic and expect it to trade at more modest figures compared to its pristine counterparts, often a few dollars depending on the exact wear and eye appeal. However, the story changes dramatically when one considers the potential at the top end of the spectrum, and this is precisely what drives so many enthusiasts to search for better preserved examples. The knowledge that a coin from everyday change could, in the right grade, be worth tens of thousands of dollars, fuels collector demand and ensures its continuing popularity. For collectors, the tips are clear: always pay attention to condition, storage, and provenance. While circulated coins are excellent for starting a collection and appreciating the history, those who wish to invest should keep their eyes open for high-grade examples certified by reputable grading services. Auction houses such as eBay, heritage auctions, and others remain platforms where exceptional coins are showcased and can reach astonishing bids, highlighting the global appetite for these British pre-decimal treasures. In conclusion, the 1964 2 shilling coin of the United Kingdom is more than just an old piece of money. It is a timeless reminder of Britain's rich numismatic tradition, carrying with it artistic beauty, cultural depth, and an investment potential that has surprised even the most seasoned of collectors. From circulated condition pieces that still find eager buyers, to mint state examples that fetch $35,000 or more, this coin exemplifies the enduring demand for well-preserved British currency. For anyone looking to enrich their collection or simply admire the craftsmanship of the past, the 1964 Shilling offers both history and hope, making it a prized jewel in the ever-expanding world of numismatic find. Next up, the 50p coin, first introduced in 1969 as part of the decimalisation process, represented a new era for Britain's coinage system, and by 1983 the piece had firmly cemented itself as one of the most recognisable and useful coins in circulation. Looking at the background of the 1983 issue, we see that this was a time of economic transformation and national pride in the United Kingdom. The coin was struck in cupronickel and bore all the hallmarks of traditional British craftsmanship in coin design. It was a year that did not produce many unusual variations of the 50p, which makes certain surviving examples in high grade all the more desirable to collectors. The obverse, or head side, presents the striking portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by the talented engraver Arnold Machin. His elegant representation of the young Queen, crowned with the tiara of the girls of Great Britain and Ireland, became one of the most enduring images on modern British coinage, admired around the world for its clarity and dignity. On the reverse, or tail side, the design carries the equally important figure of Britannia, seated with her trident and shield, a timeless national emblem representing strength, unity, and tradition. This design, by Christopher Ironside, was a fixture on the 50p for decades, and it resonates with collectors for its cultural symbolism. Britannia has long been associated with Britain's maritime history and imperial strength, and its appearance on this coin firmly links the 1983 issue with centuries of heritage. Even in very circulated condition, the detail of Britannia can be appreciated, and it reminds us of the coin's central place in British identity. From a cultural and historical point of view, the 1983 50p represents much more than its face value. It is part of the story of the United Kingdom's decimal currency, an era-defining change in the way money was struck, handled, and understood by millions of people. Holding such a coin today connects us with a moment in time when the nation was moving forward with modernity while still preserving the strength of its traditional symbols. This duality of progress and heritage makes the 1983 coin especially appealing to numismatists who look beyond the metal to the meaning behind each piece. In terms of physical specifications, the 1983 50p coin has a weight of 13.5 grams and is struck in cupronickel alloy, giving it both durability and a distinctive silvery tone. Its famous equilateral curve heptagon shape, with 7 sides of equal length, is unique in world coinage and makes it instantly recognizable. These details are vital to collectors, as they define the authenticity and originality of the coin, ensuring that what you hold is truly a part of numismatic history. When discussing the key facts of this particular issue, we must note that while the 50p was widely used, not every example has survived in fine or collectible condition. Many were heavily circulated, which reduces sharpness of detail but does not eliminate interest from collectors. What raises the demand for the 1983 coin in particular is the rarity of examples in exceptional grades. Coins graded at mint state 65 have astonished the market, reaching extraordinary heights of around $31,000, while even higher graded pieces have achieved upwards of $39,000 at prestigious auction houses such as eBay and heritage auctions. These figures are a testament to the fact that even a modern coin from everyday use can become a high-value rarity when condition and collector demand intersect. For collectors, the rarity and condition of the 1983 50p is a central concern. Very circulated pieces, while not commanding the spectacular prices of mint state examples, still retain a desirability for those building complete sets of United Kingdom decimal coinage. The charm of a well-worn coin lies in its story. Every scratch and mark speaks of decades of use, of countless hands it has passed through, and of the living history it embodies. However, for those fortunate enough to uncover a near-perfect example, the financial rewards can be astonishing, as evidenced by the record-breaking auction prices. The current market value of circulated specimens varies, but the high-end examples set the tone and draw the attention of the numismatic world. Collectors today actively seek out this coin in all grades, not only for its investment potential but also for the pride of ownership that comes with holding such a symbolic piece. The strong demand across online markets, specialist dealers, and global auction platforms shows that the 1983 50p remains firmly in the spotlight. For those who are interested in collecting, a few tips are invaluable. Always examine the detail on both the head and tail side, as the sharpness of the Queen's portrait and the clarity of Britannia are crucial indicators of quality. Keep an eye on auction listings and dealer catalogues, as special opportunities often arise unexpectedly. Even if you begin with very circulated examples, they are excellent starting points, and one never knows when a truly high-grade rarity might appear. Preservation is also key. Store your coins in protective holders to prevent further wear, and you may find that over time their appeal and market worth increase. In conclusion, the 1983 United Kingdom 50 pence coin is far more than an ordinary piece of change. It carries with it a story of national identity, artistic design, and modern numismatic history. In very circulated condition it remains an accessible and desirable coin, yet in high mint state it transforms into a world-class rarity capable of achieving extraordinary sums, with prices of $31,000 and even $39,000 astonishing collectors and investors alike. This combination of historical value, cultural resonance, and market demand ensures that the 1983 50 pence holds a special place in the realm of rare coins, making it an essential piece for any serious collector who wishes to experience both the beauty and the excitement of the numismatic world. Next up, the 1948 penny, covering its background, design features, historic and cultural significance, and of course, its rarity and present-day market values, which have seen remarkable figures, even climbing to astonishing heights at world-famous auction platforms. To begin with some background, the 1948 one penny was struck under the reign of King George VI, a monarch remembered for his steadfast leadership during one of Britain's most challenging periods in history, including the Second World War. The coin belongs to the pre-decimal system of British currency, in which 240 pennies made up a single pound sterling. The 1948 issue sits in the later part of the George VI coinage era, and although millions were produced for circulation, only a small fraction survive today in superior states of preservation, making fine and very fine examples greatly prized. The year 1948 itself carries importance, being the dawn of Britain's post-war recovery, when the economy, society, and identity were being reshaped, and coins like these became silent witnesses to that transformation. Examining the head and tail of the coin brings us closer to its artistic details. On the obverse, or head side, we see the left-facing portrait of King George VI, executed with fine craftsmanship, accompanied by the Latin legend which gives his titles and honours. This regal image reflects stability and authority, qualities very much associated with his reign. Turning to the reverse, or tail side, one finds the iconic seated Britannia holding her trident and shield, a powerful representation of Britain's maritime strength and enduring traditions. Britannia, as a symbol, had appeared on coins for centuries, but in the 1948 penny it carries an extra poignancy, standing for resilience and pride after the great trials of the war. The cultural and historical values embedded in the coin go far beyond its face value of 1 penny. Coins such as this remind us of Britain's heritage, of the era of King George VI, and of the national effort to rebuild and move forward into a new age. They also serve as artifacts of the nation's identity, reflecting the art, politics, and priorities of their time. To own such a coin is to hold a small yet tangible piece of history, something that tells stories far larger than its size suggests. In terms of specifications, the 1948 penny was struck in bronze and carries a weight of 9.4 grams with a diameter of 30.8 millimeters. This generous size and sturdy composition made the penny a substantial coin in hand, instantly recognizable and practical in everyday transactions. The substantial weight and size are also factors that make the coin visually and physically impressive to collectors today, contributing to its continued desirability. When it comes to key facts, one of the most striking elements is that while the 1948 penny was not produced in especially low numbers, its survival in very fine or uncirculated condition is scarce. Many were used heavily in circulation, meaning most examples today appear worn. Thus, higher grade coins, particularly those graded at mint state, are of exceptional value. Even coins in very fine condition carry strong demand, and collectors are willing to pay a premium to secure them. The question of rarity and condition goes hand in hand with collector demand. In the world of coin collecting, condition is often everything, and the 1948 penny is a prime example. A specimen preserved in mint state, graded MS65, has been recorded fetching as much as $28,000. Even more astonishing, certain auctions held through platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and other numismatic markets have seen this same coin rise to $32,000, reflecting the intense competition and enthusiasm among collectors who recognize its significance. Very fine condition coins, while naturally lower in value, still enjoy strong attention and are sought after for their historical character and relative affordability compared to top-grade pieces. Looking at the current market value, we can confidently say that the 1948 1 penny is far more than just an old coin. It is now seen as a highly desirable rarity, especially in superb preservation, where the figures can be truly breathtaking. While circulated examples may be more accessible, The upper end of the market has transformed this coin into a true treasure of British numismatics, commanding thousands and serving as a symbol of the strength of collector interest. For collectors considering acquiring a 1948 penny, a few tips prove invaluable. First, pay close attention to the condition and seek coins with minimal wear and strong details on the portrait and Britannia figure. Secondly, where possible, secure a coin with a recognized grading certification, as this helps guarantee authenticity and provides confidence in its true market worth. Finally, remember that demand for this coin is high, so patience and persistence are often rewarded when seeking out the best examples. In conclusion, the 1948 one penny of the United Kingdom is far from being an ordinary coin. It stands at the crossroads of history, culture, and artistry, embodying the resilience of post-war Britain under King George VI, while also representing the timeless appeal of British coinage design. Its weight, its symbolism, its story, and above all, its rarity in higher grades, all contribute to its remarkable status in the numismatic world. With market values soaring to $28,000 in MS65 condition and even surpassing $32,000 at auction, this coin is rightly celebrated as a prize for any serious collector. For those who hold it, it is not just a coin, but a cherished artifact of Britain's proud past and a shining highlight in the world of rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned to World Numismatic Finds for more rare and valuable coin discoveries from around the world.